is Juliet Hart, and I run a business called Hart and Chin, which is my own business, and it focuses on the leadership development of scientists. So I hear that you are interested in STEM, which is great because I work with lots of STEM professionals, and I used to be a scientist at the bench, but it's been a big windy career path for me to get to where I am. So I was born and raised in Brooklyn, and my parents, they came from China, so I consider myself Chinese American. And my parents, my father was a math and computer teacher, professor. My mom, she was a paraprofessional. She helped students to pass the GED. And I went to an all-girls Catholic elementary school, even though I wasn't Catholic. But I loved growing up in Brooklyn because I had friends from all over the world, whether they were from Honduras or the Philippines or Iran. It was great to meet all these people from different cultures. So I went to Midwood High School, studied a medical sciences track. So I had it in my mind that I wanted to be a doctor, and I started um, studying at Hunter College, City University in New York, and there I got my degree in psychology. I worked a lot of hours actually in a hospital, in different units, in psychiatry, in surgery, in different areas of the hospitals, and then only to realize that it kind of made me sad working with people who were sick, like all the time, and then it occurred to me that I just didn't want to be in that environment, and that's what I thought being a doctor was, is being around people who were sick a lot. So I decided to change careers or interests into research, and I started working in laboratories and did that for many years. And started volunteering in one. That's how I started in research. So in college, I started doing research. I started out volunteering, but then I got a scholarship, and that paid for my tuition and some stipend on top of that, sort of for living expenses. My research was focused around cocaine-induced drug behaviors and comparing them in females versus male rats. So I was really interested in that, and I continued in that study, and I published papers, and I presented my work, going to conferences in different places. So I stayed in California because I knew I could find a job in the San Diego area. There was a lot of biotech there, and I started in my first company, which had about 10 people, and it was exciting because it was fast paced, and I could see how my work and effort applied into the company. But small companies don't last very long. Most of them don't, at least. And then I worked with another company before I worked for Janssen, the pharmaceutical company, so Johnson and Johnson. So that's when I started working in HR, human resources, and specifically in talent development. That's where I learned how they train and develop their employees so they can be better in the workplace. And after that, I started my own company, and I really wanted to focus on helping scientists develop their career paths and towards their goals, and then develop the skills so that they what's towards their passion. And towards and my whole vision really is to help scientists become influential leaders in the world. And that with that, I help develop workshops and help them look at different perspectives for working better with others. And then I do one-on-one coaching time to help them achieve their goals. And in all of this, I'm really still learning about leadership from my clients every day. So I'm always motivated and inspired by my clients because they have these aspirations and they work towards achieving their goals. And when they do, it's really exciting for them. And when they look for different ways to address their challenges and they actually get through them, it's just a wonderful opportunity for them. So for scientists, as an example, one of the challenges is to sharing a lot of information about their science. So most of the time we feel this duty when we're sharing the details of experiments or the results. We want to tell them everything about how it's done and what are the limitations, and all the details. But for most people, that's just too much, because we can't understand all of what they have gone through and why. So when I work with the clients to focus their communications on why the science is valuable and how we can use it, it's very exciting. So because everyone else gets to understand what's so important about the science and why it's important to you. So some words of advice: really, just don't stop being curious. There's so many ways to apply STEM and STEM interests in your careers and your futures that it's so exciting. So only you can choose your path, and just go for it.